Andrew Bingham.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. I am conscious that there will be many Equitable Life policyholders watching this debate tonight, and I think consequently it's worth reiterating that tonight's bill is to facilitate and enable the making of payments to the people who have been affected by this issue. And I think that's a fact that we on this side of the House can be proud. In just 4 months we've progressed more than the party opposite managed in 10 years. And I'm pleased to hear that all parties will be supporting tonight's bill. However, I don't think we should be too self-congratulatory just yet. Equitable Life members will be greatly heartened that payments are now seeming imminent, but they're equally concerned at what level those payments are going to be made. I, along with many others prior to the general election, signed the EMAG pledge, and there are many of us on this side of the House here tonight because we signed that pledge, and we're here to determine to prove our intention to try and honour that pledge in the best way we can. Yes, certainly.
Thank you so much. I have to say that I think when we gave a pledge, we gave our word. And it's very difficult for all of us that signed this pledge not to give the Equitable Life members who put their life savings often into it fair, decent treatment and a proper compensation package. Do you agree with that?
I would agree with my honourable friend. That's the point I'm making. We signed the pledge and we are here to try and deliver on that pledge. But as we try to deal with the economic carnage that's been left to us by the party opposite, the fact that all we said was the fact that, I think the exact phrase would be, that whatever scheme was put in place will be subject to the impact on the public purse, has become a more stringent condition and more restricting than ever we believe possible. Mr Speaker, I think it's a crying shame that the party opposite did not deal with this issue earlier. Before, to quote the Honourable Member for Hodge Hill, there was no money left. Had they done so, it would have been easier to make a more generous and just settlement. The decent thing at the right time would have saved so much pain and heartache for so many of my constituents in the High Peak and constituents of our fellow members. We find ourselves in a position where we wish to honour our promise, our pledge, yet we are hampered in our efforts by the rashness of our predecessors. Mr Speaker, I am conscious that many colleagues want to speak in this debate, and in accordance with your earlier wishes, I am determined to be extremely brief. But I would ask the Minister, remember the pledge that we all signed. EMAG, the Equitable Life members, they are realists. They understand the difficulty that we are facing, given, as I've called it, the economic carnage. They find it difficult to accept the recommendations of the Chadwick report. So I ask that when the CSR is complete, the Equitable Life is given a special place. The Minister has my sympathy as he tries to perform this most difficult of balancing acts, but I have to tell him that the most of my sympathy goes for my constituents in the High Peak. So let us not just implement Chadwick without serious thought. I know we want to expedite full and final payments swiftly, but if a way could be found to increase the payments, even if it means spreading them across a longer period, in a way that the administration costs do not eat up huge amounts of whatever funds available, then I feel it would and could be made acceptable to the Equitable Life people who have waited far too long for what I hope will not be too little. Parliament, this House, has undergone a difficult year in reputation. This issue gives us a chance to start salvaging that reputation, and I think if we get this wrong, we will drive it further into the dust.